What is up, people? Welcome to the first episode of the Always Forward podcast. Here I'm going to interview coaches, friends, industry idols, athletes, legends, IFBB pros, and individuals alike that I think are a great vibe, voice, and mind for the sport, for the industry, and the people you should be hearing from. Today we have Mark Peck on the very first episode of Always Forward, and I'm super excited for this because, hey, I'm going to mess it up a little bit. And hey, it's not going to be perfect, but that's okay. We always move forward, and that's the mindset that we're going to keep here. So let's hop into it and get to the first episode of your Always Forward podcast. Let's hear from you, Mark Peck. What's going on?
Just living the off-season life and coaching clients.
I think I saw that Nelson posted up, or you posted up, 13 weeks out from North Americans.
I will be there. My wife
Yeah.
is going to do it, and I have another client doing it, but I will be there in
Gotcha.
support.
Okay. I misinterpreted that. I thought you were hopping back into a prep, and I was like, damn, I
I
thought you had
if
some.
if he said let's run it, I would 100% be in it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Just ready,
So
ready to get back into prep itself.
yeah, for sure, it definitely helps me. I'm definitely more locked in prep for
Yeah.
sure.
And I think most of us can say that to a degree. We definitely get on the lazier side when we're
Yeah.
eating copious amounts of food. But all right, man. So I just want to dig into things here with you. So you and I met here at Counterculture probably about like a year ago, maybe a little bit longer than that.
Mhm.
But from what I've seen, dude, you're just a bodybuilder's bodybuilder. You like to do the hard work. You like to eat the damn food. That's for sure. We've had some good conversation around that. But like, fill me in. When's the first time you competed, and what got you into coaching, and where you're at today?
All right. So in 2013, a girl broke up with me and I joined the gym. And I remember seeing a picture on the wall and being like, oh, I can definitely be better than that. Huge ego earlier.
Do you remember who it was?
And yeah, it's actually a guy named Javen. He worked at the gym. And
Okay, gotcha.
he was like, this is back in Ohio. And he was like, well, there's a show in a year. You should do it then. I'm doing it. So I ended up doing it. Side note, I'm actually coaching him now. So it's like a full circle moment. But I
Love
remember
that.
walking in to Fitness 19 and seeing the two biggest black dudes I've ever seen in my life. And I was just like, I went up to him and I was like, you guys got to teach me how to do this thing. Um, and they took me under their wing and they were very old school. I did a show in 2014, like literally the year after joining the gym, and it was the Dave Lieberman show.
Yeah.
It's a natural show. It's a super popular show. I think there was like
Yep. I'm familiar.
406, yeah, 406 competitors in the show. Huge. I ended up winning the lightweight class. It came down
Okay.
to me and Javen, which was pretty cool. Um, I coached myself with the help of Milton and stuff. It was a very bro
Mhm.
diet. It was literally just fish and green beans, no
Okay.
cardio, and once a week cheat meals. So and it
Nice.
worked. But I took a year off and I was like, oh, if people thought that was lean, I'm gonna do some cardio and stuff. And I just over dieted to all hell and got second call outs. And then I ended up getting super sick and couldn't eat anything for a while and got down to like 110 pounds. And
What do you sit at right now?
I'm at like 220.
Okay.
So
So that's
yeah,
big
it was
difference
very
then. So
small.
we're talking like
I
what,
literally
2014, 2015?
this was 2016 to 2017-ish area. Um,
Okay. Okay.
I was pretty much bedridden. I couldn't really get out of bed. My mom has Crohn's, my aunt has Crohn's, so does my grandpa. So like GI stuff runs in the family. They couldn't really figure out what was going on. And
Mhm.
eventually I found a lady at the Cleveland Clinic and she performed stomach surgery and they pretty much just put a mesh basket in my stomach and picked everything up. So everything was like prolapsing and compressing on each other. So I
Mhm.
couldn't use the bathroom. I couldn't
Goddamn.
eat. Nothing was digesting. But after that, um, one of these kids named, I got a coach, and his name was Ben Broadhurst.
Mm.
He actually messaged me in 2014 about like prep and stuff. He was a young kid. He was like 15 at the time, maybe 16 years old. And he was a bodybuilder. He
Uh,
he lived it. But sadly, I was getting ready for a show in 2021 or 29 2021. No, 2019. And he passed away right at the beginning of like the year.
mm.
And then in prep, my grandma passed away 2 weeks out. I
Oh, good
did
Lord.
I did the show. It wasn't a good look. I got like sixth place.
Well, I wonder why. I don't think stress
Yeah,
ran that
yeah.
high or anything sometimes.
I ended up having to do like 3+ hours of cardio the day before the show to make weight, just because my body
Oh, yeah.
just inflamed like
We're,
nothing else. And
we're going to come back to that comment.
yeah,
That's for damn sure.
it was pretty insane. Like the edema I
Yeah.
got from driving to the show was crazy. So I ended up moving to Florida, and
Mm.
then I met Jess, and that's what she was my first client I ever coached. But I ended up competing in 2021 at a Pittsburgh show, got second to the guy who won the overall, later turned pro. Um, and then I did Junior USA's, coaching myself, was peeled, but just over dieted it and small. So I got second call outs there, and then I decided to hire Nelson.
And what year was
And
that?
2021, like right after the
Okay.
show, I hired him. Yeah.
Nice. So you've been with him for 5 years now.
Yeah, I think
Just about.
like right at 2021 or 2022, like right there. But I ended up breaking my neck not too long after that, and then had neck surgery. And then we did a show in 2024, the Boca show, the Grand Prix. I ended up winning the overall. They paid entry to Junior USA's, and I was like, let's go. We're going to make classic weight, which was
Yeah.
182. And Nelson reassured me he liked the look a lot during the prep. He was like, I like the look. And I was like, well, the look is cool, but what about the weight cap? And he was like, I've never missed weight with anyone. And I'm pretty sure I'm the first person he's ever missed weight with. Like,
Really? Okay.
yeah,
How far?
it was the day before, and I was like 9 pounds above it. And we were just like, it's
Oh,
not,
Lord. Yeah, you're not
it's not
doing
worth
that.
it. So
Uh-huh.
it was probably my worst showing. It was worse than when my grandma passed away 2 weeks out. I shit the bed. I was so embarrassed that like I missed weight, and people were watching me, like paid for the show and stuff.
Mhm.
So I ended up doing light heavyweight, got second, and then went on. I was like, Nelson's like, let's think about like let Monday happen. We'll see if we're gonna do junior nats. And I was like, hell no. I was like, I don't care. You
Oh,
put
yeah.
me on an IV. Like we're doing junior nats. I'm making weight. Like I don't care. Ended up doing junior nats. I made 179 and got sixth place in classic. And making those last couple pounds, my arms just go to
Go to
2 6.
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I get that. The white boy syndrome.
dude, it's horrible. And I never had an arm day, and I wish I like started off with arm day. But then we took
Like
an
back in
off.
2013, you wish you had that in there.
Yeah, I wish I loved doing arms. I never liked doing arms.
No,
Uh,
I'm in the same boat.
yeah. And then we took uh an off season. I ended up going on my honeymoon to
Mhm.
Japan and Thailand for like a month. But the last like 3 days of the trip, I broke my hand, so
So
it
you just
sort of
have
delayed.
the worst luck
I,
you could possibly
yeah,
ask for, huh?
for sure. Yeah, yeah. We always joke if I have a good off season, like a healthy off season, it's game over. But I ended up coming back to the Hurricane in 2025 and was like I competed at 208, so 179 to 208. whatever that
Yeah.
is from the off
Almost 30
season.
pounds.
And then I did another Virginia show, won the overall there, and went to nationals and got top of third call outs.
And I mean, you
And
competed though, and on the lower side of
I
the
compete.
heavyweight class, yeah.
No, I competed in light heavy. I was
Oh, so you
190.
made.
Yeah, I was 194. I feel like I was overlooked a little bit. It was definitely like my best package, but
Yeah.
the class was stacked. It was like 37 deep or something like that.
Well, man, all I'm hearing is that you're willing to do 3 hours of cardio. You bounce back from stomach issues, funerals, and broken necks and broken hands, and you're still chipping away at it
Oh,
and still doing the damn thing.
on top of that, at the beginning of this prep, I had heart surgery too.
Well, yeah, let's just add that to the
Yeah, add that to the
ongoing
list.
list you
It
got
wasn't a
going on
crazy
there.
heart surgery. It was just an ablation and stuff, but still, yeah,
But
always
still,
something.
nonetheless, you
Always
got a
something.
laundry list, man,
Yeah,
and you keep going, and that's
love
something
it.
that I admire. That's something that I think more people need to know about and hear about, and that's why I want to have this podcast and talk more to individuals like yourself who are fucking in it and who are doing the damn thing. And I think this is tremendous that I didn't know all this about you coming into this, and now I admire it even more because you're still training like a savage. And what I think you were 2 weeks post show after nationals last year. I'm seeing you throw PRs on like the hip press and shit. Like you still just
Yeah,
fucking get in there and get after it. So great. I love it.
thank
You're a
you, thank you.
bodybuilder's bodybuilder. That's exactly what I said at the beginning. Now working with Nelson. Now Nelson Jones, I know him myself. My wife worked with him several years ago. You've been working with him for almost half a decade now. Um, let's talk about that nationals prep because you and I would see each other. I think it was like either Saturdays or Sundays, and it was always after your high day. You'd look tremendous,
Yeah.
and you just list off like 6 different establishments you would stop at to grab food to hit your refeed. What was your typical like MO around that refeed and how you guys set that up to be productive for the prep?
Um, like I said, I'm not the best off-season bodybuilder. I can admit that. I eat
Okay.
my plan and then some. I add high calorie condiments and stuff like that. I don't suggest my clients do it, but I have a hard time putting on weight. Like I've never really been fat, so it's hard to get there.
I'm in
But
the same boat as you. I
he,
get it.
yeah, he changed my plan probably like 3 or 4 times the whole prep, and things were
Hmm.
just moving well. And he knows. I mean, I posted videos, but he knows I was an asshole with like the off meals,
Yeah.
where it'd be a couple thousand calories, but it really helped my training, and my training was the best it's ever been. So it was trend. The look was getting better, and this time we were like, oh. You were 179 last time. You're not going to be. You're easily going to make light heavy, like no
Yeah.
problem. So we're like, he's just like, the look's getting better. The look's getting better, and then it was like, well, the weight's not moving. The weight was, I think I was like 212 for 15 weeks or something like that. It,
15 shit.
yeah, it literally, the look completely changed, and the weight just wouldn't budge. So that was definitely a mental battle. But he pulled
Now,
them after the
when you were
Virginia show.
balancing out those big refeeds, well, one, I'm definitely going to ask you to give the listeners an idea of what those refeeds were, and like you going overboard a little bit. But what did the rest of the baseline diet that week look like? What did cardio look like that ended up being the piece where you're like, cool, this is what's making me progress, and then setting me
The,
up for the refeed?
the most cardio I ever did was 40 minutes. Um, and that was 6 days a week. But
Mhm.
I don't think it got there until like the last little bit because we were like, all right, now you need to make weight. Like this weight needs to come off. But my diet was carbs every meal. Nelson's a big protein guy, so I have 9 ounces
Mhm.
of meat per meal.
Yeah.
Um, and it was 50 to 70 carbs per meal on training days. And then my rest day, I think I had one carbless meal in there, but everything else was 50 to 70 carbs. Um, Pretty bro, just Nelson is not a high fat guy at all. So there's
Mhm.
like, it would be like 12 grams of nut butter in there, and that's it. And then everything else just like chicken and rice, blueberries,
Yeah.
banana. cereal
I love to hear
bars,
that. I'm talking to more
Gatorade.
coaches now too, and who are either up or coming or just doing like some awesome shit right now. I was talking to a buddy today, and like a lot more coaches than you would think still operate in that very low fat operation with
I'm a
their
low fat
dietary
guy.
setup.
I
Yeah.
do like a low fat approach too. I feel like the fat just can get out of hand so quickly too, and
Mhm.
most people don't do crazy well with high fat, and that I've worked with at least. But yeah, carbs were relatively high the whole entire prep. The only like the last week for nationals, I had to do. We cut my meals to 5 ounces of meat and 4 rice cakes, and that was it. 5 times a day, and I did that for 5 or 6 days, and
Mhm.
was still like 200 and like 1 or 202 pounds. So it
Okay,
was
so the weight came off, but still far off from where you need to
yeah,
be,
yeah. I still had a sauna for an hour. That was
and then
yeah.
able to suck it down after that.
But it was nice because
Now,
nationals we had 2 days to carb up.
oh, that makes it even better.
That's why I picked the show too, because I was like, I know you get a little
You
more
get that
carb up
strategic
time.
approach.
Hmm.
Yeah. And that's funny that you mentioned the 5 ounces of meat and 4 rice cakes 5 times or 5 or 6 times a day for every meal. That's pretty much how I led into my peak week. It was chicken, rice, veg, and then beef, rice, veg, alternating 6 meals a day.
Yeah, for the carb up, Nelson does for me. I don't know about his other clients, but
Yeah.
I'm 7 ounces of meat for per meal during a carb up. Like he
Oh
he,
damn.
it's like yeah for the nationals and all my other shows we've done 7 ounces of meat for like every
I mean,
meal.
it makes sense though, because like if you look at the thought process behind it, like you looked fantastic after your refeeds. Most of the days I
Hmm.
would see you posing, I was shocked because you didn't really carry any water on you. So like if all you're having to do is fill out the muscle belly and pull some water off and you're used to high protein in the meals, there's no issue with gut distension and you're digesting it fine. Like if that
Yeah,
produces the
yeah.
best look for you, like it makes sense for you.
Hmm. Yeah, I
I like
mean,
that.
my gut's always pretty solid and definitely no
It's
diuretics or like anything like that. But yeah, because I look good fuller. I don't look as good shrunk down.
yeah. And I mean, I think that goes for a lot of us white gentlemen. Our propensity for bubbly muscle isn't as there as other as other
Yeah,
people.
you were eating a ton of food.
I did. I had a pretty similar when we're comparing to what you just referenced there. I think 10 weeks out into peak week, I just hovered around 240, 244 the entire time. I think 2 weeks out, I hit like 239, 238. But then it wasn't until peak week when we just depleted the first 2 days where I dropped 4 pounds, hit 235 on the scale, and that was the lowest I got all prep 4 days out from the show.
What is your
So
cutoff?
242.
So you still have
Yeah, so I
a
have
good
10
bit.
pounds.
Yeah, a good bit.
So the goal is going to be to do another 10 pounds. We did 10 pounds of stage weight from last year to this year um, confidently, and that was only with a 10-week rebound. So right now I'm in week 2 of like recovery, whatever you want to call it, that post-show recovery phase. I looked at Mike and I was like, what are you thinking post-show? And he's like, let's do it again. I'm like, let's not. Let's not. I need a break. My
Yeah.
body needs a break. I can feel like the wheels will fall off sooner versus later if I don't take the foot off the gas a little bit.
Hmm. I feel like that's what we should have done because I had a long prep, but I was like filling out the heavyweight class. Let's go, and that's when like 4 weeks post added in a little Anadrol, and I'd never taken it before, and blew my tricep and elbow on the overhead press. Yeah, I
Right.
was like, man, if we just pulled back a little bit and just chilled for a second, but
Well, I
I
had that
I
same
like the Sunday.
conversation. You know that Yanni guy who Tom Schuster coaches? He just competed in Miami a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah,
You got a good physique on him. I was talking to him earlier today because I made a post about not pushing for my rebound, or I made a comment, and he was like, "What made you decide not to push? Like I'm in my post show right now. Like I'm curious, like if I should be like pushing to grow aggressively right now, or if I should back off the gas." I was like, dude, it's entirely based on how you feel and what the environment's like around you. Like last year, I got out of prep and I was like, cool, I'm fucking fresh. I feel great. I could run through a brick wall. So awesome. Give me all the PEDs and let's push this fucking growth phase and grow. And I did. I put 40 pounds on in 10 weeks.
Yeah.
This year, though, my body and my environment and everything was telling me the opposite. So I made the responsible decision to say, okay, this is what's going to be best for progress. Because now, after this 6 week time frame of clean out and labs and all that, I get a 24-week growth phase. I get over double the amount of time to
And you
grow
stay
than I
lean,
did
so
last
it
year.
helps. It helps
And
for it.
that's the point too, where it's like, cool, now I'm just going to focus on performance and getting to the right size versus having to be like, cool, I have to be 300 pounds because I'm fluffy and all this shit. I can keep it tight and then just focus on feeling good to get big versus the typical approach of just get fucking big to get fucking big. Now, I don't think you mentioned, what did those refeeds entail? I know there was muffins.
So it was usually I would get a double quarter pounder with cheese, diced not sliced onions, large fry, sometimes a real Coke, sometimes not. It just depended. I would get like 3 or 4 tacos from Taco Bell. I would have a pint of Ben and Jerry's.
Yep, that I remember.
I would have like a Buckeye brownie or like a crushing on cookies. I would have like 2 cookies. I'd get an appetizer from somewhere. But like you said, every time I would eat it, it just
Work.
the look was there. So it was like, why
Why
change it?
question it?
Yeah, I mean, the only reason Nelson did it was to make weight. I mean,
Yeah,
eventually it was just like, yo, it's the weight's not moving. So, but
we
like I said,
gotta
I
pull it.
feel like so many people at training go down, and I don't want to sound like you're a dog or something, but like, yeah, having good food like that to look forward to sure helps to push, like, for
Yeah.
sure.
That little
So,
mental piece that gives you like
oh
the excitement to get to the meal, and then the mentality after the meal with the
yeah,
little refresh you feel.
mm-hmm. I'd get excited to be like, I'd be like, I can't wait to see the pump in the morning. Like the workout's gonna be sick. I'm gonna do extra
Yep.
rounds of posing, like, and yeah,
Yeah. And that mental push though is what actually makes prep, or actually gets a physique on stage that looks fucking
yeah,
impressive. Like I've told so many clients this week that have either just started prep or they're newer in prep or younger athletes. And I'm like, no. We want you to focus as hard as you can on keeping training volume, keeping training performance as high as possible. We want to try and use food to keep training performance as high as possible. I don't need to starve you. If it was a skinny competition, yeah, we can do that all fucking
yeah.
day. But we want to get on stage looking our absolute best. So yeah, if we can eat more food and use it strategically, so that way you mentally stay locked in, performance stays good, and then you can keep muscle retained and looking the right way and not just like a skinny
Mm-hmm.
fuck. That's the recipe.
Yeah, so I mean, so many people let it go to complete shit, and it's like you're not even trying. Like, there's no way you're pushing it. Like, I watch someone in the off
Yeah,
season do 4 plate squats, and then they're down to like 2 plates, and I'm like, that. There's a reason why your legs are disappearing. It's not the
every time.
stairmaster. It's your
Yeah,
training.
and I think there's been a lot of really cool moments that pros this past year. I know you've made comment on it, but I think Austin SB did as well, and a couple others that I've been following along with in their preps. And like, legs are still here, doing Stairmaster for cardio every day.
Hmm.
And they're like, it's the training. And it's the training that it has to come back to every single time.
And you have to have the muscle. You have to have the
Yeah,
muscle too. People are like, oh, they go, and it's like you probably didn't have crazy legs to begin with, so it's not. They're not going to be impressive like when the fat's all gone.
now, from your coaching perspective, are you seeing a lot of clients come into the mix? Just a lot of people come into the mix where you're like, you're missing the plot. The plot was supposed to be around training first, and you're not even
Oh
remotely
yeah.
locked into that enough.
Oh yeah. I have clients all the time send me videos, and I'll literally record the last 1 or 2 reps and be like, if this is your failure, we're gonna have some issues. Like, we need to work on intensity and pushing yourself to an actual place that's gonna yield some muscle. Like, when it
Yeah,
starts burning, that's good.
start.
That means it's working. Yes, like, let's go. Keep and tempo. I'm big on tempo. I hate to see people like, it's like you're delaying the inevitable. Get back down there. Like, let's keep a
Yeah,
good tempo
you
the
want
whole time.
those good consistent reps, fluid rhythm, one after the next. Yeah, that's something I preach a lot on with training videos from clients. Is like, don't stop at the top of every rep. When you get to rep 12 or 13 and you're at the end of that set, yeah, take a couple deep breaths, then get the fuck back down there.
Yeah. But
Yep.
when you're doing it from rep 2, 3, it's like, come on, like, let's go. Keep it going.
Now, are you working with a good handful of younger guys? Because I know that counterculture has a good younger crew in it, and I know that they're bouncing
I
around from different coaches.
most of my clients are pretty young, I would say, but I think my youngest is 18.
So with that demographic, and I know you came from old school bodybuilding, and Nelson's also on the older school side of things. I'm assuming you program training with a little bit of a sprinkle of some old school thought process and methodology in there. Do you get any pushback from the younger demographic who's like married to their TikTok or Instagram training thought process?
I've had like some stuff though. I feel like if you have a crazy body part, like your back, for instance, very good back. If you're doing something a little off, I'm like, yo, your back is it's working. Like,
Yeah.
let's just keep it. But yeah, I do, especially with some like intensifiers and stuff like that. Like they don't necessarily know like working sets. Like they'll
Yep.
pyramid up constantly and it's like, no, we don't want you to do the 60, 70, 80, 90s. We want you to do the 90s,
Oh,
then
interesting. You're
back
seeing
off.
that
I
side
have
of things.
I have a lot of that, yeah. Or they want to do a lot of isolation things, and it's like you're grabbing the little brush. We need to grab the big brush. You need muscle. You need just mass.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to target your teres or whatever. It's like you need to hold back. Like let's just focus on that.
Let's build a whole back first before we
Yeah.
think about a small muscle group of the back.
Hmm.
That's interesting though. I'm actually getting the opposite where people don't want to train any form of volume.
No, really.
Like top set, back off set, or higher frequency all week long, lower or higher frequency, lower in volume, higher intensity. I'm like,
I had
I like a lot of the thought process, but they're so married to it that I'm like, hey, just do me a favor. Go do 20 sets of arms and then fucking talk to me after 2 days. And then we'll see how that works for you for a little bit.
yeah, it trips me out the upper lower people because I'm like, who has built the physique off that?
Every fucking time.
Like yeah, you're doing one extra a chest press. You think you're gonna grow some decent pecs with that? Like some dense pec? Like no way. It's just and they're not
Don't
even
get me
pushing hard
wrong.
enough to do it.
Like, don't get me wrong. If you can teach somebody to tap into the right amount of intensity early on in their career, give them
Huge.
an upper lower split, and then have them focus on getting strong as fuck as fast as possible with that, sure. But do that for like 4 months. Build some strength because you've already tapped into intensity. So, but that's the rarest part of it all.
Yeah.
And then trickle that into something more standard push pull legs, bro split, some modified something, whatever the fuck. Um, After you've built strength and now you know how to use it. And now you can
Yeah.
take what you've built for your chest press and go apply it to 5 or 6 working sets on a singular chest day with some actual load, with some actual thought process behind the
Yeah.
training. And then then you'll
Well,
develop a physique.
that's it too. I see a lot of people like literally just pushing weight, and it's like,
Mhm.
well, this isn't A to B thing. This is using the muscle through the movement thing.
Now, would
Um,
you agree on, okay, would you agree on the difference or how do I want to say this? Say that mega mass row that we love at counterculture, right? Just use that for an example. Say I do 3 sets of 10 on there. It's like the most perfect tempo, execution's great. 10 reps on every set is failure, if not like one RIR. Like it's right fucking there. So I did 400 pounds, 4 plates, 10 times, 3 separate times. Okay. Versus 1 set of 5 plates. Do you find like, I would argue the 3 by 10 on the 4 plates is going to build you more muscle over time than the 1 set of 5 plates.
I do the three. Yeah, I don't think one set's gonna get you there. I think like especially on back. A lot of people have shit backs. I think you do need a little bit more volume on it, but I would rather do the 4 plates for 3 sets of 10. But I would probably
Yeah.
go up. If I'm getting 10, I'm going to probably like the last set or try to get like 8 or something like that.
Yeah. And like you're just able to accrue more total load moved in a given exercise in a given workout versus just one absolutely heavy set that the form might have been a little questionable and all you're really trying to do is chase that extra 2.5 pounds you put on there from last week.
Yeah.
And I'm watching too many people do that where it's like
They bust their one set and it's
yeah,
done.
and
Yeah.
it's fine. Sure, if you want to come back to your upper day 2 days later, you're doing another upper day and your frequency is high. But I'm not going to
I
see
know.
that. I don't believe I'm going to watch that build any tremendous physique. Where if I talk to these kids 5 years down the road, they're probably all going to be training some form of bro split, some form of
For sure.
slightly higher volume where there's some intensifiers. You might have a little bit of added frequency throughout the week sprinkled into weak parts, but it's usually some modified version of it.
Unless if you're a freak, yeah. Like,
Because
that's not
realistically,
happening.
can you think of a single person you can look up to in the bodybuilding industry where they're training that way and built a tremendous physique other than Jordan Peters,
No.
who also
Again,
isn't a pro?
yeah, he didn't even reach the goal that he was going for.
Exactly. So like the thought process works to build an absolutely freakishly large physique, but that doesn't build a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
And I think that's where people lose the plot. They're trying to find something that doesn't actually exist. This perfect recipe doesn't actually exist. What we have is just, 6 decades worth of enhanced bodybuilding data to look back on of people actually doing the fucking thing. Why not do what they do?
Yeah, I know.
Why have to reinvent the wheel? It doesn't make sense. Like we can make smarter choices, but you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Could go on forever about that.
All
right,
especially,
man.
I see it, and we train in a private, like a semi-private gym, like, and we see it all the time, and it's like crazy.
It's not something I can fully understand because you and I started bodybuilding in 2016. Technically, my first show was the end of 2016. But the start of it all was like, cool. I love being in the gym. I'm going to train for 2 hours with my buddies. I did the Rock's Hercules back workout for a full fucking year. It was like 30 sets of back.
Yeah, I can't.
You know what?
I love training.
I fucking loved it. I was like, fuck yeah, let's be in here. Cool. We just did 30 sets of back. Now let's go do 45 minutes of abs and then just talk shit to each other when I can do more than you.
Yeah.
Cool. You want to come back and do it again tomorrow? Yeah.
100%.
Fucking, that's where it all started. And now everyone's like, cool, we're going to go to the gym because I want to look like this guy.
Get sponsored by this or whatever.
And then I'm going to perpetually question everything I'm doing because I think I'm right, but I also am being told I'm wrong every other step of the way. And you just lose the fucking enjoyment for it. Like just shut the mind off, get in the gym and fucking grip it and rip it. I had a conversation yesterday. I was telling somebody, I was training with a client and I was 3 weeks out. So I walked in, I'm like, hey dude, one of those days. I just want to put my headphones in. Let's just fucking lift. No talk, just loud music. All right, sweet. We get into like the second or third set on our first exercise and he goes, hey, like, what am I aiming for? I'm like, just put some fucking weight on there and lift. He goes, yeah, but like, what am I trying to do? I'm like, no. Headphones in, grab the fucking weight. You know what intensity's like, 6 to 15 reps, somewhere in there, fail. Just get the fuck on it and go.
Spend it,
and
yeah.
Like, he was like, his face was a little disappointed by my answer. And I'm like, why do I have to explain? Like, hey, just get the fuck in here and fuck yeah, let's do it. Like, just fucking grip it, rip it, and have fun.
Those are some like the best leg sessions I've ever had where it's just like,
yeah,
we're going here and fucking sending it.
And then you end up doing like 10 plates on the leg press and you get 12 and you never thought you'd do that. But then you decide, you know what? Let me do a 75 rep drop set after this. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That was exercise 2 of 7. And you're like, yeah, no, that was fucking terrible, but this is a great time. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
I miss that level of like
Get me around the right. Cool. Yeah.
that little bit of freedom in the gym that comes with just like that pure enjoyment of it. Not enough people. All right, boss. We got a generous 2 questions on our Q&A, but they're good questions. Let's start with this one. I think this is a nice, easy trickle down. What's your favorite bodybuilding memory in your career?
Um, Probably this year. I hate to say it, but beating my best friend. It was someone who
Oh,
like I looked up to, still look up to him. He's like a big brother. He is crazy. He's 250 on stage. It still gets me emotional to this day because it's still like trippy. I still can't even process it. But
I love that, man.
it was something we competed at Junior USA's together, and I was like, let's do a show again this year together. We did it before nationals, and Nelson was like, I can't believe it. Like that's like Tim's a badass, super heavy, and you just beat him. Like it was
It was
super. Tim Licata, he placed. I think
wow.
he placed eighth in the super heavy, or yeah, the super heavies at nationals.
Okay,
Um, Free like 5'10", 250, 260 on stage.
that's
Just
a big motherfucker.
and I was 200 pounds, so I was like, there's no way. And the cards just went my way. So that was like, I feel bad for beating my best friend, but at the same time, I'm
Ah,
like, this was fucking so cool. Like,
yeah. Oh, I appreciate the hell out of that.
what about
I
you?
mean, for me, I'm gonna go with the day I got to compete with my wife. Now, at the time, she was my girlfriend,
Make me feel
but
like an asshole.
we did get to step on stage together. Um, it was kind of a funny story, though. I'll just go through it quick. She was in prep when we first started dating. So we started dating December 11th of 2020. She started prep like December 20th. And in March, I was like, how many weeks out are you? She was like, 8. I was like, I can prep. I can hop into a show. And then I started dieting out of nowhere, and just casually hopped into a show with her. We did the Denver Open together, and like that was definitely a funny experience because it was her first time experiencing somebody using PEDs. And that peak week when AIs went up and emotions went down, she was like, "Are you cheating on me? Do you hate me?" I'm like, "No, I feel
I'm
nothing.
lifeless. I'm
I
lifeless.
have no heart or soul, and what you see behind my eyes is a hamster running on a wheel. There's nothing going on." She's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah." We get on stage, have a great day, and then get some food in that night. And she's like, "Oh, okay, cool, cool. I get it."
Instantly. Yeah.
Instantly back to normal. That happened last week at Legion too. She was pissed. But I'm gonna chalk it up to that for my favorite memory. I can't take that day away. Even the pro card.
Yeah. Me and Jess competed 1 year together. But when I met her, she was dieting too. Do you remember Mandis?
I
You know
know the
that
name.
name?
I know the name.
He was a coach and had like he used to coach Brandon Hendrickson or something like that.
Yes, that's
Yes.
yes. Mhm.
Jess signed up for a year paid in full and got
What happened?
nothing from him. Like literally, I coached her to the show.
Mm,
He was at the show and she got second and he didn't even come up to her and say anything. Like it was crazy. Like
that's
it
so
was
bizarre.
completely copy and paste meal plan. It
Yeah.
was yeah, it was sad.
I mean, I'll talk to you in person, but I have some similar story from last year. So hate when it happens, but luckily we can be there for our significant
Oh
others
yeah.
when it needs to happen that way. So always feels good to be like, hey babe, I got you.
Yeah, I was like,
Uh,
oh my God. He wanted she
I forgot to grab the shock collar remote, so I'll edit that out.
she was natural at the time and he wanted her taking like 4 or 5 things. I was like, no, no. Like this dude is on one. Like crazy.
Yeah. Well, we have our girls
He's,
back, so that's all
yeah,
that
he's not.
matters.
I mean, obviously, he's not in the game anymore for a reason. So
Hey, those crazy ones always find their way out of it eventually.
yeah.
But all right, our second and last question is how do you approach your post show rebound? And it doesn't clarify. So how about you go from a coaching approach?
From a coaching approach, oh man. So I can give you two examples. I guess there's two ways there's two ways that I do it. For someone, I have like people that are in a long prep, and it's been a long, hard prep where you're doing multiple shows, or even just one show, but the prep just has been not smooth. We will come off post show and then stay relatively lean. I'm not gonna let you get out of shape, and then like 6 to 8 weeks later, get blood work, see how everything's going, looking, and then push there. Or I personally do this always with myself, but with some clients, push right after the show. Um, I know you're gonna grow just with food only, but I usually don't. I'm not really heavy with supplements, like drug wise.
Hmm.
So a lot of my clients' bloods are pretty solid, so we can afford to push post show.
Yeah,
Um, and that's I do think you put on a ton of muscle post show.
I agree with that
I've
too.
I've personally experienced, and I've seen clients like the rebound has been better than months of off season work. So
Yeah. And I take a very similar two prong approach on that. But again, like I think with everything that we understand as coaches, it depends so much on the situation and the individual. And I think realistically too, like there's one of like three or four options you can take. You can go into a recovery phase and pull all PEDs and sups and just make sure to get healthy and use food, especially after a long, hard, tedious prep. You get that post show rebound phase where you can keep either PEDs in or push them up as necessary to grow a little bit more extreme post show, or just find something in the middle and
mhm.
find where that person is in a better position to like, okay, cool. Well, maybe they don't want to bump up a bunch of AAS, but we can still use growth hormone and insulin in the post show phase versus bringing in other injectables or orals or whatnot. But I think we also touched on it too, where this last year I did a 10-week rebound. I put on 10 pounds of stage weight. This year I'm taking
Yeah.
a 6-week post show recovery phase. I think that's where most people should expect their coach to push them one of those two directions or something in the middle.
You need to listen to your body for sure.
Yep.
Like, and be
Being in
honest with
tune.
your coach too. Like, not say it's all. You don't want to be a hard ass and be like, oh, it's easy, it's great. And when if it's not great, I don't think you're bitching. Like, I need to know
No.
this. You know.
And like, I think that's a big piece of advice too, that if you're a client and you're coming to your coach with like, hey, I'm legitimately feeling this way and it's not good. Like my body hurts. I'm having some signs of biofeedback, that poor sleep, bad libido, whatever's happening, joints hurt. Yeah, that's good communication. You don't need to pretend to be a tough ass and be like, oh, no, no, fuck it all. I'm going to ignore it all and just try and tough it out and grow,
More.
grow,
Yeah.
grow. You'll find that you end up 6 weeks down the road. Yeah, maybe 20 pounds bigger, but 10 pounds softer and you're hurt.
hmm
Is that where you want to be to start your off season? No. You know,
Agree.
I think that big piece of communication is important. But all right, Mark, I think that's perfect. I said 25 to 40 minutes. We're at 43, and we'll say that the dogs bring it down to 40. So I think that's a perfect time frame to
Sweet.
end, man. But thanks, dude. Thanks for being my first guest. And let's definitely get a lift in very soon because we get the pleasure of lifting at Counterculture together.
Yeah.
I'll let you know when I'm gonna post this up, and I think this beautiful software can do like little shorts and clips for me too. So I'll send you those once I have those fixed up. But all right, man, you have a great
Cool.
night.
Thanks. I appreciate it. You as well.
Yes, sir. Talk later,
Have a
man.
great one.